Hey guys, part two. Just finishing up my review here for Survivor Series. So, yeah, the WWE Championship match. Really, the just kind of let me down. Then I'll go through it. Orton, the shoulder knockdown, big boot by Barrett. Barrett stomping on Orton in the corner. Cena broke it up. Broke it up. He broke up Orton and uh, he broke up like Orton and Barrett beating on each other a couple times. Cena broke it up. Neither of them, they both got in Cena's face. Orton was thrown the steel steps on the outside, rolled back into the ring. Barrett and Orton exchanged right hands. A little boo yeah thing. Um, Clotheslines and power slam by Orton. Uh, Knocks Barrett to the outside. Barrett sends Orton into the ring post. Backbreaker by Orton for two. Boot and clothesline by Barrett. Big boot and clothesline. Elbow drop by Wade got for a 2 count. A pump handle drop for two. Um, that old Road Dogg, not the full pump handle slam, it's pump handle drop like Road Dogg used to do. It's cool. Have that for two. Then you had a black hole slam for two. It's cool to hear Matt Stryker call it that because I'm pretty sure I know that's like Abyss's finisher. So I know it's kind of weird to hear a WWE announcer say it. Black hole slam for two by Barrett. Then Orton hit a clothesline on the outside. Barrett hit a knee to the head to Orton as he was getting back in the ring. Then he hits wasteland, and I was like, oh shit, new WWE champion here. Barrett, Cena gets down, counts one, two, and then Orton, right before he comes down for the three, Orton reaches his right arm out the bottom rope, and Barrett's like, "Are you serious or whatever?" And Cena's like, his arm's on the rope, and Barrett turns around, and sees it, and he's still pissed. He's pissed nonetheless. He gets up, pushes Cena, um, whenever, and then he turns around to an RKO by Orton, and then so Cena's coming down to make the pin, getting down to make the pin. And I was like, all right, can I actually this is the moment here? Like, will something actually happen? One RKO by Orton. Cena counts one, two, and it was a really long three. Like you could see him. It was kind of the third count was longer than the others because he's hoping for a kick out, but he counted to three. Randy Orton retains the WWE Championship as I predicted, and John Cena is fired, which I'm pretty sure he's just going. I'm sure he's just going to film one of his because I knew his new movie is called like Blood Brothers or something. He's gonna go start filming that uh, or whatever, and I'm sure he'll be back and you know gayer than ever, and even more of a Superman than ever, and a whole new attire and whatnot. And after the match, Cena, Nexus came down and tried to beat down Orton and Cena, and they fought him off. Then Cena got the WWE title and got in the ring and gave it to Orton. They kind of hugged a bit, and Orton kind of just looking at Cena like, "Wow, you actually, counted, like you actually counted, like called it fair or whatever." Um, and then Orton poses for a bit, heads to the back, and that leaves Cena in the ring, and he takes off all his purple C Nation gear shit. Puts them all his armbands, wristbands, leaves them in the center of the ring. He kind of just looks around and walks back up the ramp. Or he goes and he hugs Michael Cole for some reason out of all the announcers. Then he hugs a sign guy, and then he hugs another fan. Maybe he knew him because it's kind of weird. He just picked him out. Then Cena was up on the top of the ramp. He kind of just saluted everyone. Um, and then but then he was like, nah, or whatever. And he went through the crowd slapping hands with fans or whatever. And then he finally went back to the top of the stage and one more salute. And he threw up the threes and he headed to the back. And that's how Survivor Series ended. I was very disappointed with this main event. I really was. They hyped it up so much. There was maybe not the most build to it, but there's a decent enough where they had people watching this wanted to see something interesting happen, and there was nothing. I mean, there was just nothing. I gave this match 2.5 stars. I mean, could have been better. So I said in the beginning of this review, WWE drops the ball. Like they could have done something. Honestly, John Cena is never gonna turn heel. Let's just face facts. I mean, tonight was my last hope. I wasn't really expecting it to happen, but I thought maybe like Cena would have stopped at 2 or whatever when Orton hit the RKO, and then kind of just like smirked at Orton, and Barrett get up, hit Wasteland, and Orton count to 3, and maybe join Nexus, saying, you know what, I am Nexus, but that never happened. Shouldn't have expected it to. It just upsets me because Vince is like Austin, Rock, Taker, Triple H, and just all the other big stars back in the Attitude Era. They all had were as big of a face as Cena is right now, maybe even bigger. And they all turned heel at some point. Like big whoop, merchandise sales go down. So what, Vince? Excuse me. You're a $1 billion corporation. I mean, you can't find other stars to rise and be faces. Like, take a chance with Cena. It'll make for some fucking good TV. But now, my fear now is, he'll come back at the Rumble, which just be like 2008 all over again. He'll win it, and I'm really scared actually to see just how much more of a Superman scene is gonna be when he returns, because it's gonna fucking suck. So I guess I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna enjoy, his time while he's away. Whether it be a couple months, a few months, I don't know. I'm gonna enjoy his time being away from WWE. That's for sure. I wouldn't actually be surprised if he's on Raw tomorrow night too, so he could officially get fired by Wade Barrett. They have the whole thing in the ring or whatever, and something happens. So I don't know. I really don't know what's gonna happen. At this point, I could care less what they do with Cena, because I realize he's never gonna turn heel, and it just fucking sucks. It really does, because no one wants to see more of this shit besides little fucking kids and girls, and I'm sick of it. I could care less what the hell they do with Cena anymore. I mean, if he turns heel somehow one day, great. I'll be all for it, and I'll actually enjoy Cena again. But I'm just done with the guy, honestly. I'm just gonna ignore. But overall, this was a Survivor Series that could have been better. But I honestly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Besides the 2 main events and the tag team match, and typical Divas shit, I thought this was a good match. The first, the Intercontinental U.S. title matches were awesome. The Sheamus versus John Morrison was very good. The traditional tag team match was not horrible. It wasn't great, but I thought it was it was enjoyable. It was solid. The main events were especially the WWE title match, could have been a lot better and done a different twist with Cena, but that's why I'm not on the creative team for WWE, and Vince McMahon, that's why he's the boss. Like, God, Vince, you're a fucking idiot, man. You need to take a risk one of these days. So overall, I'll give this pay-per-view a 7.5. I don't know, that may be a little high. A lot of you shit on pretty much every pay-per-view anyway, but I enjoyed it. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Could have been an 8.5, an 8 or an 8.5 if the main event was outcome or just something and it was different. But so yeah, it was a good match, or a good pay-per-view. I enjoyed it overall. So that's it for my review, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I'll be back tomorrow to do my preview and my review of Raw. So have a good rest of the night, guys. Peace.